How's it going, everyone? My name's Little Z, and today I'm going to be bringing you a moveset video. Now, I'm probably going to start doing a few more of these, so give me a like if you enjoyed it, and let's just get straight into it. This is a moveset for Thundurus in OU. Now, Thundurus is usually seen as like a prankster support set, or you can run Specs or Scarf, but its ability Prankster is usually seeing the use on it, really, because Prankster T-Wave is just so handy. But today we're actually going to be using the ability Defiant to run what I think is quite an effective mixed attacking set. So, the EVs, you're going to want to put 252 in speed and 252 in special attack with a hasty nature. Now, the reason we're using hasty is because we don't want to minus attack, because you have physical moves, and you're also going off your attack stat. So you're going to want to minus defense because it is the lower one of Thundurus's defenses, and it's just more useful to have special defense given its defensive typing and the kind of things you want to switch in on. Now, as for the ability, instead of Prankster, we're going to be using its alternate ability, which is the Dreamworld ability, I think. Yeah, it's the Dreamworld ability, and it is Defiant. Now, Defiant has quite a bit more usefulness this generation, because of Defog, mainly, and Sticky Web somewhat, but you can't go off the Sticky Web in this particular set, because you are a flying type, so that's a bummer. But the thing about Defiant, when you switch in on a move that lowers one of your stats, then your attack is boosted by 2. So, the aim of this is to switch in on a Defog. It works well on a team with hazards, so you can try and bait out a Defog. And you want to switch in on that, and then you've got great coverage in your 4 moves. But the reason we fully invest into special attack and not attack is because most of the time you're just going to be going for Thunderbolts and Volt Switches. So you'll be doing decent, very decent damage with that. You can get some initiative with a Volt Switch, but on the chance that you can bring it in on a Defiant boost, you have excellent mixed coverage all across the board, and you can start to rip through some teams. Now, the item we're going to be using is Life Orb, because it just makes your attacks hit that much harder, and Thundurus does have really decent 115 attack, even without any investment it's going to hit hard. But with Life Orb, your special attack's going to hit harder, your physical attacks are going to hit harder, and then when you're at +2, you're just going to be a big old truck. And there are actually some other items you can run on this. You can run Expert Belt if you don't like the recoil between like rocks and stuff. It might be better to run Expert Belt to like bluff Choice as well. And also, if you don't have like a Spinner or a Defogger, it's probably better so you don't take that much damage. And you can also run Assault Vest. It's not that great of an item on it, but it's good for switching in on some different Pokemon. Like if you want to switch in on say like a Zapdos predicting a Defog and it wants to go for like a Thunderbolt instead, you can take those hits a little bit better. So it's okay. But I prefer using Life Orb. It just lets you hit harder. It's very nice. And let's just go over what moves we're going to be using today. So, first things first, you're going to be wanting to run the Thunderbolt and the Volt Switch. Thunderbolt is just a great all-round attacking move, and it rides off that special attack which we're fully investing in. And then Volt Switch, same thing, stab move, provides initiative, just great move to have, really. So those are your 2 moves that you're going to be wanting to use most of the time. Now, if you do get the chance to switch in on a Defog, which is a surprising amount of times, because no one expects a Thundurus to be carrying Defiant, so no one really is scared of going for a Defog. Like if you have a Bisharp, people are not going to want to go for Defog so much, because they don't want a Sucker Punch sweep from a +2 Bisharp just tearing through their team. So what you can do is switch in with Thundurus. If you get a +2 attack boost, you get the Dark Fighting coverage, which is a really nice combo for coverage. It hits everything but Fairy, I believe, and a few random things like Toxicroak, but you get Superpower, which at +2, like, you're not going to mind too much if your attack drops by 1. Your defense is already pretty low because you're running a hasty nature, and it's a 120 power move that'll just rip through anything that resists a knockoff. And because knockoff is your other physical attack, now knockoff is obviously like the best move this generation, hands down. It gets boosted to 100 power if they're holding an item, 65 at other times, which is still going to hit hard if you're at +2. And so between these two moves and Thunderbolt for any physical walls like Skarmory, because Knockoff and Superpower both won't do much to Skarmory, so you can hit that with a Thunderbolt. And between these two moves you have excellent coverage, and you can do a solid, you can carve a big chunk out of their team. And so yeah, that's about the set. Leave a like if you enjoyed this sort of thing. I'll be making more moveset videos, because I've got a surprising amount, I've got quite a few interesting sets that I'd like to showcase. So yeah, I've been Little Zubat, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.